Y'all, so for any of y'all who haven't heard about this, I guess there's like a story going around about this Duke volleyball player who I guess was targeted by some racial slurs at a BYU uh, volleyball game they had from Duke University. I guess Duke was playing at BYU and they had like, I guess this girl was targeted with some racial slurs. But and the situation kind of went viral. I remember seeing it on Twitter a couple of days ago. I guess the girl's grandmother had posted about it on her Twitter about the situation and everything that was happening. But apparently now I've been seeing a lot of videos of people talking about like the whole situation was a hoax and that she was basically capping about the whole situation and she made it all up. Now she got to be a real sick human being to make this whole thing up just to get some attention. And when I first heard about the story, I was like, you know what? Maybe I mean it probably would be true because why make up a story like that? And then I also remember being a big NBA fan. I've heard a lot of NBA players talk about how them playing in Boston and them playing in Utah, Salt Lake City against the Jazz, they faced a lot of racism in those two places. And BYU being in Utah, and they have and them having a very very small African American demographic on campus. I I guess you can say it's wrong of me to assume, but I assume that there probably was some truth to the story. But now I'm starting to hear otherwise. Now I'm questioning a whole lot of different things. So I guess Jason Whitlock, and he talked about it on his show. So let's see what he got to say about this.
The word that only black folk can hear. Somebody else heard this and nobody stepped up to say anything. I called BS the moment that I saw this. I live in Durham, so I actually, when I saw that it was trending, Duke was trending, I clicked on it to see what was going on. I read what the godmother had to say, and then I started looking into the background of this godmother. As soon as I saw this, I'm not quite out the closet pantsuit on one of her campaigns, I felt like it was BS. This is Duke's 2022 version of Crystal Mangum. I just don't believe that it happened. It doesn't make sense. And too many people are trying to capitalize off this 15 minutes of fame.
I will say this though, if she is lying, her dad went on a whole press tour, on CNN, Good Morning America, all these different news outlets, man. So if she really made it up, I mean, she should face some type of consequence for that. I be saying this. I think people definitely need to face some type of consequence for making false allegations. It's the same thing I always say about sexual assaults and stuff. If you're gonna make up somebody, sexually assaulting you and trying to basically ruin somebody's life over a situation that never happened, you should definitely face some type of consequence for that. So this situation is very interesting.
I even saw what her father had to say. This whole, I grew up, I went to school during desegregation. I know how hard it is to be a black in the South. So you knows how hard it is. You knows it's hard to be a black in the South, yet you sent your black daughter to a predominantly white institution in the South.
Preach.
Roll the thunder, hear my cry. What? So Auntie didn't need a volleyball player. North Carolina Central University didn't need a volleyball player. You had to send that child to Duke. I just think it's BS. I don't believe it. And that's my first gripe, Jason. I'm going to take a breath before I go into my second one. I just don't think these people are being honest. I really don't.
Okay, you're on such a roll. I want you to continue. I'm giving you a minute here or another 10 seconds to collect your thoughts. But what's your second gripe?
My second gripe, Jason, is the same that you said in your monologue. Why didn't somebody say something while they were there? Yes, I understand people will say, well, kids should be able to go wherever they want to go. I agree, but I would not send my child into the lion's den unless his name was Daniel. I know for a fact Duke is a liberal school. We're talking about the she, hers, he, hims, they, thems, the I wear Black Lives Matter on my shirt, the fist in the bio, the pride flag in the bio. We're talking about those type of kids. So you're telling me that you were at this volleyball game being heckled and none of these kids None of these coaches decided that they were going to say something. For one, I know that is not a high frequency word that only black folk can hear. Somebody else heard this and nobody stepped up to say anything. None of your teammates said, listen, and mind you, we're talking about white, liberal, female athletes. Most of them don't like balls anyway. So none of them put that volleyball down to say not another serve, set, or spike is coming across this net until we feel safe and secure. We're talking about students who claim that their ancestors marched with Dr. King, students whose great-great-great-grandparents surely had a safe place on the Underground Railroad. Y'all didn't step in to help this young girl during the game. I don't even want to talk about BYU because they keep pointing the finger at BYU. I'm talking about Duke, the staff and coaches that I shop with in Whole Foods, the kids that I stand in line with at Panera Bread on 9th Street. None of y'all stepped in. Nobody had anything to say during the game. Somebody's lying, Jason. Somebody is definitely lying. This is not a story. It shouldn't be, but it is. And I'm the one to say that they're lying. Cancel me. I don't care. I live in the city with these people. I know who they are. I know that this is a university full of people studying vaginal glass staining. They're liberal, and they claim to be the friends of black people. Y'all the friends of black people, but didn't step in? Something not sounding right to me.
Let God step in. Man, she went on a whole monologue, man, a whole rant right there. And I'm not going to lie to you, what she's saying made sense if it's true what happened. If that's really what happened and, you know, she's making it up. I do think it's very interesting that if you read the report about what happened, the interview that she did, she talked about how she, you know, how she's one of the only person, she's the only person in the arena that heard the N-word being said to her, right? And that's where I think everybody's kind of like doubting her story. Like, how are you in an arena of over 5,000 people and nobody hears the N-word except you? So I understand that does sound a little weird. But I do also want to say, to play devil's advocate, that when you're serving, you're also kind of isolated from the rest of your team. When you're serving, like, the crowd is behind you, so the student section will be right here, right? So if just imagine it now. And she's about to serve it. So the people, so like the crowd is in her ear. So she's hearing a lot of things while she's about to serve. But, you know, as a student athlete, you at D1 level, you're probably going to get used to that. So that's why when I heard like people saying that she was lying, I'm like, it really could be that she really did hear something, maybe. But then from the playback to film, and then like nobody, it doesn't seem like anybody has said anything to her. There's a lot of different variables and a lot of different situations where this could kind of go either way. So I don't really know what to believe. I don't want to come out here and just say that, oh, she's lying. But if she is, I think she definitely needs to be like face some type of repercussion for it if she did. If she didn't lie, which there's also that possibility as well, then I think what should be done has been done, and that's the AD at the school just condemning racism. I don't know what else they're gonna do. Even if the AD at the school is hella racist himself or herself, you're still gonna say what's best to make the school look good, which is to put out a statement saying that we fully condemn racism. It is not in the culture of our BYU university of the University of Brigham Young, whatever, and that we will strive to do better and to create a safe environment for everybody that's involved. You know, some bullshit like that. You know how they're gonna do it. You know, that the PC statement. But that's all you really can do. And they already, I guess they already kicked out a fan or whoever the person or whoever the said person was that did it already got banned. But I guess it was a person who didn't go to the school but was in the student section, which is a whole other. I don't know if that person really was a part of the situation. Maybe it was just done just to give the public a sense of like something was done. Maybe like that's what happened. I don't know, man. It's a whole lot. People going back and forth about it, you know. I really pray that I pray it actually happened, only because people shouldn't be making up lies like this. And when you make a serious allegation, you should be able to back up your claim. So that's all I got to say. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do y'all believe her? Do y'all think she's capping? Do y'all think she's lying? What do y'all think happened here? Do y'all agree that something should happen to her if she is caught lying? Or and if she is telling the truth, should BYU do more, you know, to try to make the situation better? You know, we'll have to wait and see, but I'm gonna leave it there. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.